and the position of each of the motors.
Just going to do 5 revolutions a second on the motor, and then we've got this reduction, which isn't very much, but... Ow, God, that's pretty tough, actually. That's all right, let's just try a bit more. That's about 11 revolutions a second. I definitely can't stop that. And it'll go all the way up to about between 60 and 80.
Guys, 2 million views on this.
So we should have enough velocity. So that seems pretty good. We've got a lot of torque at low speed.
He's not even
and we've got
interesting
velocity
enough.
overhead, which is what we need for a balancing robot, really, for any type of thing. If you don't have enough torque at low speed, it won't be able to balance. Obviously, this has got to run on the balls. All 4 motors going sideways, so we should have even more power. And then it's got balance me on top and all of the bike. And this is running on 50 volts at the moment, so we can push nearly 2 kilowatts out of each of these motors at 40 amps. So now it's time to put a frame to put it all on. Instead of welded steel this time, I think I want to be able to shift this around and adjust it. So I'm going to use 4040 T-slot aluminium extrusion.
As usual, I'm using T-nuts that slot into the slots, and they allow bolts to be bolted in to hold the whole thing together.
As well as some off-the-shelf extrusions, which are pretty rigid, we're also going to need some custom-made aluminium parts to hold all of this together. And that means it's time for a quick ad from the video sponsor, which is PCBWay. As well as manufacturing various types of printed circuit board, such as rigid PCBs, flexible PCBs, rigid flex PCBs, which are part rigid and part flexible, and aluminium PCBs, PCBWay also carry out contract manufacturing, including 3D printing, injection molding, sheet metal fabrication, and CNC services in various materials, such as aluminium, brass, carbon fiber, titanium, and others. PCBWay are a one-stop shop, all under one roof.
I can't remember any real weird dreams. It just disappears from my memory, like knowledge that I don't need
Easy to get a quote from PCBWay. You just upload your files, choose what material and finish you
When
want,
I switch it to my new antidepressants, I had a lot of extra bright weird dreams every day.
In this case, but PCBWay can of course manufacture much more complicated parts.
But then they disappeared
about 6 to 8 days
again.
for these, and they all shipped pretty quick too. Here are the plates I ordered. They all look pretty good. These fit onto various surfaces of the motor reduction unit and help with attaching them to the extrusions. I also made a lid which holds the 3D printed motor plate rigid and keeps the spacing between the 2 halves of the reduction unit correct.
I left some spaces in those big prints for some 4040 extrusions, which are a pretty good press fit, but we do need some small aluminium plates cut by PCBWay, which bolt onto T-nuts like this, and they're also screwed onto the plastic each side. There's several of those, and those hold to 2 extrusions between each pair of drive units. There are some right angle brackets, which are going to fit the main crossbar of the bike, so more extrusions go that way, and that piece is 6 feet long and has the 2 idlers on each end. So those wheels of course rotate freely, there's no motor, they're on square axles again with bushings in the bearings, and they slide sideways. I already put the T-nuts in and held those in place with tape so they don't slip away.